Koshal and Serena.
Hi, Shilpa. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I am excellent. Thank you for asking.
Hi,
Um,
Shilpa.
Hi, Serena.
Thank you. Yes, thank you very much for having us.
Yeah, and thank you for being here. I'm sincerely excited to talk to both of you about
Yes.
Ask Your Girls.
Yeah, it's such a great platform, and we want to get the word out and share with everybody what the platform's all about.
Great. Maybe we could back up and maybe share a little bit of the history, the journey, the catalyst behind what inspired this journey.
Oh, and it's been quite a journey. So many great moments and some, surprises and challenges, of course, along the way when you start something so exponentially large, right? You don't know when you're starting a business where it's going to go. But I guess I would say, this goes back 7 years. Serena and I were transitioning from our careers, and we just noticed how really challenging it is for women to get out there. Who do you ask questions to? How do you start a business? And then, her skill set and my skill sets are so vastly different. And I think we kind of combine them. And we really wanted to help people, help women, because we knew firsthand how hard it is to start a business. And I'm naturally curious. I have a previous career in television for many, many years. And so I kind of know the power of marketing and PR. And, we really wanted to give women something to let them know that they're not alone. We wanted them to shine. Like every woman, every business owner has a story, right? And it should be blasted out there. But how do you get found? How do you get known? How do you even know your services and products are getting seen by any eyeballs, right? So we wanted to really kind of give women, like I said, that encouragement to keep going, keep doing, keep going for your dreams. You can make your dreams a reality. And you're all about mindset, and your subconscious is the most powerful thing in the world. You create your own reality, right? A lot of people don't realize how powerful we are as human beings, right? People are like, well, I really want that. You can have it. You can create it. But along the way, you kind of need some tools. You need a community. And, we wanted women to know that they're not alone. So we helped them build this, this community to ensure that, hey, they can go to this platform, not only for the toolbox, but, there's so many other women out there that they can chat with and, kind of discuss things with that, they're going through, right? And they can showcase their services and their products and their events. And so it's kind of endless, it's 6 platforms in one. There is nothing else on the market like what we've created, and I just think it's really, really powerful.
Very well said. Yes.
And when you mentioned, I want to give Serena a chance.
Serena, I mean, please add on to that, because it has been a labor of love. It's been such an amazing journey. And honestly, one thing that I really want to say is that this would not have happened if it wasn't for an amazing partner such as Serena. She's brilliant. Like really, she's not only the CEO, but she's the glue that really keeps our team together. And I think that we both are in the mindset of, we have the same goal, right? Sometimes we don't agree on things, and you're going to have that with partnerships, but we have such a great team, and we've always been able to work together. And, this would not have happened if it wasn't for Serena. So I just got to give her all the kudos, right? And we've remained friends this whole time, right?
Yes.
So I think that's the most beautiful part. And I told her when I started this, and this is serious, and I told her, I said, if this means that we're not going to be friends, we're not doing this. My friendship with her, she's like my sister. Like, that is the most important thing for me. So I know a lot of times you get into business with a best friend, such as, this situation, and, and then you are no longer friends. And that was like the most important part of what I really wanted to make sure that just stayed sacred,
Yes.
No,
Well,
I do want to hear the story though. Like, and maybe Serena, you can share it. You mentioned that both of you partnered in terms of your skill set. Can you back up and just share how the two of you met and where, in which context you were working together?
Okay.
I'm gonna give that to Kaushal, because Kaushal's great at the storytelling of how we met. But yes, but I just wanted to thank you very much, Kaushal. I don't think you're giving yourself enough credit. Partnerships are hard. I just think that's just something you really, really need to acknowledge. They're not easy, but the key is if you have a common goal, and if your goal is the same, and if you have similar values, then you can work through anything. And it's truly also, I would say that most important thing in any partnership is that they respect the other person, and that they're also willing to keep to their word. If you are going to pick anybody you have a partnership with, there has to be very clear. And that was, I would say, the largest challenge when we were first starting off, is we had to really make clear boundaries, and we had to say, okay, this is business right now, so let's make boundaries, let's have rules, and the more that we actually delineated those, as uncomfortable as it felt, the actually easier it made it, because business works like a business. And so, but then because you have the common goal, you have the friendship and all that, it becomes a deeper relationship or friendship and trust that you build, because you've been able to work through the challenges, and you've stuck together, and you may do things different, and you also learn to basically balance each other's skills, because our skill sets are entirely different. Kaushal here is amazing at talking, and because of her journalistic background, I'm always like, you can talk, but and you do the speaking, and she's like, no, you have to be involved. So I'm here. It's uncomfortable. That's the other thing I'd say. If you build any business, you got to do what's uncomfortable. You grow from it, and ultimately just keep in mind why did you start? Why are you doing this? And every time you go back to the why, it makes things so much easier. It gives you so much more perspective. And if you ever feel like you have challenges, look how far you've come, because it truly is, when you're in the present and you look how far you've come, you can take a moment and be grateful and kind to yourself for what you've so far accomplished. And that's something I do believe that, we've worked a lot at over the years, to keep reminding ourselves of it, no matter what little bumps you may come along, you maybe in the road along the way. So anyways, having said that, I'll let Kaushal go back to the story, because she always thinks it's quite funny, which it is, but she's good at storytelling.
Yeah, I mean, never in a million years would you ever think you would ever figure out how we met. So we met at dinner through our ex-boyfriends. So I remember it was, and other friends. I mean, so it was kind of a double date with 3 or 4 different couples at a restaurant many years ago that now has changed into one of the top restaurants. It's called Cali now. And I have to give them a shout out if you're ever in San Diego and you want the most incredible food, and the chef is amazing. His name is Trevor, and his wife actually sent me a message on Instagram saying, thank you so much for just always being the biggest Cali fan. But yeah, he's going to get a Michelin star next year. So it is incredible. It's a Mediterranean style tapas place, but that's where we initially met. And yeah, I mean, Serena is stunning. And I just remember, she just, I was like, wow, she's such a beautiful girl. And we became friends. And then we actually became roommates. And I had never had a roommate ever in my life. I'm very independent, but it just, so the universe and things would work out. And I think that sometimes, it's already destiny. This was already pre-planned. And, I don't think if we were never roommates, Ask Your Girls probably would have never happened. So I would just say it's a beautiful story. I really think so.
And were the seeds of thoughts already brewing between the two of you? Would you have these conversations going, wouldn't it be great if?
Yes.
Not at the beginning. Hold on, not at the beginning.
Because we had just met each other, right?
Yeah,
so it's we just kind of cultivated our friendship, right? We were just friends, right? And then it just so happened we were both looking for a place together, and it, as you have a roommate, you discuss, things that you're thinking about, and issues and problems that are going on. And one of the things that I said is a challenge is starting your own business, and how do you even go about it? You know, there's so many questions, and where do you go? And, you know, what, one of the things Ask Your Girls does is we make it so easy. I mean, you're like, you know, there's a lot of costs involved in starting your own business, but if you can afford several cups of coffee a month, you can afford the monthly membership. It's $35, only $35. And all of the stuff you get is more valued at more than $300 or even more. I mean, just to build a website
per month.
Yeah.
300 per month. Yeah.
$35 a month. And so I know that it is a investment into your business, right? And our community, it's hundreds of members, spans across 9 countries. So we're globally out there, right? And this is just the beginning. We've only been, you know, in business for 1 year. This is 7 years in the making, but 1 year and less than a year since like people have really started, you know, learning about us, right? And there's so many people that still need to hear more about, you know, what our platform offers. And we just encourage women to check it out and see if this is, you know, if this is something. And I believe even if you're a seasoned veteran, if you've been in the business 10 years, we have a community of women that you don't know. So why not join? Why not? When the members come on our platform, it's a community. So they're like, oh, I didn't even know this person or this business exists. There's this, you know, so it's kind of like a education, and it's really cool. I've spent hours on our platform. I'm just mesmerized and humbled by the women who are on our platform, because it's just incredible that I'm just like, I'll read the bios and I'm like, wow, this woman, this is what they've accomplished. So daily, I'm inspired by our members every day. You know, I mean, we have all sorts of women. Just a new platinum member that just joined. She has a digital television network, 200 million people. You know, she just joined. You know, and so we have so many stories like that, but she's a veteran. You know, we have women who just are selling at a farmer's market. They're selling some bath salts or, you know, whatever they're selling, and they don't know how to have a pretty, like a website, right? Like that costs thousands of dollars. So we help you build, you know, you build your own microsite. All of that is included in that platinum price. You know, you sell your products, you can upload your videos, you can write blogs, you can showcase, you can do events. All of that's paid for in that $35. There's nothing else out there like it. And when I start talking about it, I get so excited because it's like, hello, I just want to knock you in the head and say, wake up, join the platform.
Absolutely. And I mean, while I'm one of those individuals, probably is like the anomaly because I have a techie background and create my site. But a lot of women that I network with are not tech savvy. And I believe that they would really benefit. Now, the journey is often a little bit challenging, so to speak. That's putting it lightly. Now, when were you able to give up your day job?
Oh, we haven't given up our day job. Yeah, we don't sleep.
Yes.
That's why we meditate a lot, you know.
Yes, meditate a lot. I mean, talking to touch on that point too, and all of like what Kaushal said, which was like a very good explanation and understanding of like what we do, right? I just wanted to say one piece of news, Kaushal, is that we're actually now in 14 countries. So yeah,
thank you.
So it keeps expanding. Yes, yes, we're in 14 countries now. And the woman and the seasoned entrepreneur that owns a digital network and a magazine, her name actually is Alondria Lloyd, and she's with Inspire You Network. It was really neat to see her join and for her to be part of our community. She attended one of our Meet Your Girls hours. And so one of the things I want to touch upon really quick is, you know, as we've been building this platform, and it is correct, we started our business approximately a year ago, like officially, but we really only we started working on building the community and you know, hired on a core team that could start helping us out and get us to launch probably in June of last year. And through that time, we were really working on getting in memberships with people that we knew, and we were working through the technology of the platform. And as you know, technology is always evolving, and you can always improve upon it. It is never static. And the key is to also understand what the users want and what would help the users and what do the users need. Because we had a vision, and our vision stemmed from and was born from the realization that, you know, when you're starting a new career, it's scary, it's hard, it's unknown, you know, and that's so when Kaushal talks about us becoming roommates, we actually both were on a path to starting new careers. She'd been in journalism for a very long time. I had been doing other things, and basically she started in real estate, I started in finance, and they were extremely new careers for both of us. And change is scary. And change is, you know, change is what also makes us grow. Change is what makes you learn. But through that process, that's where the vision and the need that we saw for having a compassionate and encouraging and inspirational, and you got this, girl, keep going, you know, came from. And so sometimes we have gotten questions at the time, like, why is it Ask Your Girls? And the only reason we came up with that is because it literally was us realizing that the girl next door may be having similar problems to your own, that you're not even necessarily, you know, you guys may not be in the same field or anything, but there are similarities. And it's when you can find that compassion and find that understanding of the similarities that exist, and get the encouragement and the inspiration to keep going and not just compete and be catty and step on each other to get where you need to go, but actually realizing that if you have a larger vision, and everyone can grow and everyone can help each other succeed. And so it was through that concept of community and that concept of inspiration and that concept of having a caring and safe space through which the vision of Ask Your Girls was born. And then through that, you know, it was, how do you make it simple? Because there's so many unknowns, and there's the technology, you know, if you're going to start a website, or if you're going to try to get yourself seen online, you're going to literally have to, you know, go to a developer, go to a hosting site, connect your email address for contact buttons, figure out how to integrate your newsletter. You're going to have to know how to put your social media links on there. Then you're going to have to know the back end and how to potentially, let's say, call it WordPress, Wix, whatever you may want, how to write a blog, you know, how to edit the blog, how to meta tag it for SEO. Then you have to also know, okay, you have a marketplace, but then how do you pull the products from the marketplace? Because you can go to an Etsy and you can go to an Amazon and you can go to these other stores, but that's on their storefront. So how do you sort of pull that into what we considered would be a microsite, where we pre-designed it for you? We make it super simple. So the user experience technology, because I understand this is your background, Shilpa, is in how to take all of that complicated techno geek, you know, data entry on the back end and put it into the front end, similar to, let's call it, you know, any social network that you know, or apps that you know these days, but how do you pull it all together? So our goal was to basically, again, it was more to network not only people, but also the technologies into one place where we do it all for you. So not only can you write blogs, you can also sell your products, you can connect your existing shop, and you can also sell your services. And then add to that, that you also can connect your website. Because what we started to figure out, and this is going back, I know I'm talking a bit, but going back to the whole point of listening to our members, is they were like, well, I already have a shop, I don't want to rebuild a shop. And I'm like, that makes total sense. And so instead of requiring that they go ahead and have to create a whole new shop, we figured out an integration. And we want them to go to their website. We want them to go to their shop. We want to help create backlinks for them. When they hit the contact button, it goes to them. This is not about us. And so I have sometimes a challenge, because I get asked many times from my team, like, why are you not showing up more? And I'm like, it's not about me. And it's not about us as the founders. And it's about the women who make it so. They are the bedrock. They are the people we listen to. They are my inspiration to keep going, just like Kaushal was saying. and they are the people that have given us the great ideas too. So, you know, through our network, we've gotten some great ideas of creating Meet Your Girls hours, for instance, because people were like, how do I meet these amazing women? I'm in New York. I may be in across the country, you know, in Australia. I may be in Europe. I may be in Canada, or I just may be a state over or in the same state. How do I meet them? So we have East Coast, West Coast, and we try to accommodate different time zones. And they have a Meet Your Girls hours where they come, they meet each other, and then we set up breakout rooms. So basically one-on-ones so that it's like almost like speed networking. And then they come back to the main room and they keep networking. But then the key is, if you've ever been to a networking event, of which I've been to many, you go, you forget all the names. You're like, okay, where's that business card? I'm not sure, et cetera, et cetera. Here, if you network, you can pull up their name in the community, search for them, and guess what? All of their information is there. And all of their information is, and then as a result, it's a win-win, because it's for people that want to shop and support women business owners. And it's for women business owners and entrepreneurs to create a network and also feature what they do. So all of it is about win-win, supporting one another and making it super simple. I hope that helps answer the question.
And the three powerful aspects of what you just articulated just
Mhm.
makes me so happy. So knowing
Mhm.
that Ask Your Girls is really a compassionate driven community and for engagement, a place where you can also get tools that you may not even be savvy to and not even know how to use, but someone can help you and guide you to help build your vision.
Yes.
And I think there was a third one, will come to me later. So
Yes, and to that point as well, again, like I say, we really try to listen to our members. And so, you know, some of our members, what we were finding is, and we've gotten a lot better at creating how-to videos, giving them like directions as they go through their site. But some of them are like, I just don't have the time. You know, time is money in any business owner. Your time is money. And if you don't have time to sit there and put together a profile and basically create your microsite, guess what? You can actually hire one of our core team members that will go there and do it for you. So we send out a questionnaire, list of questions. What are your website links? Do you have a website? Do you want to put your products on our marketplace? Because we have what's called Shop AYG. So it's basically creating all of, like, the business owners can go in. We pay the Shopify subscription. You don't pay it. You just have to, we ask for 5% commission because we do have to make money to cover costs and support our team. But you can basically put your products in addition to your microsite on our website. And because we're working to get seen, because we're at approximately 8,000 page views per month, and we're working definitely to increase that. But, you know, our job is to try and get seen and continue to do the marketing for you. And therefore it behooves you to be on our site because you're going to get seen more. And we're trying to drive traffic to the site and to all of our social feeds, of which we do a lot on social media, and our newsletter list, which is constantly growing, to basically let people know, like, we send out weekly newsletters saying inspiration from, like, our weekly inspiration from Women on AYG. And it doesn't include anything from us. It includes a service that was just recently posted, products on our marketplace. It includes events that are up and coming. And so if you, Shilpa, were a user, you would go, okay, I have an upcoming event and I'd like to promote it to everyone. I have a service and I'd like them to know about it. Well, if depending on your membership level, so for platinum members, for instance, which is $35 a month, we'll make sure that we feature it on our homepage. And so when you post it, we know that you're a platinum user, and we basically make sure it gets featured. And then we share it in our newsletter, and then we share it across our social media feed. And then we have a full team, and we've really put a lot of effort into making sure that we have the support needed there. Whereas if you post something, we send you reminders and say, great job on posting. Don't forget to share your links. And we tell you exactly what links to share, because it's also a matter of getting in patterns and knowing how to use it, because some may think, oh, I just put it on the website and it'll just be seen. No, it takes work. So if you share it, if we share it, if you like it, if you social media it, we'll get, so it's like a very much a win-win. And so it's incredible in that regard. So I hope that helps.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It sounds like there is a tremendous amount of love and effort that's being put into it.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
yes.
honestly, I mean, if you think about it, Shilpa, I mean, we created this so other women can shine. I mean, really, it is about getting your product or your service out to the world. And why wouldn't you? I mean, if you think about it, why wouldn't you spend a few $100s a year and get a yearly membership? And now you're in front of hundreds of women from not only the US, but globally, who will get to see your service or product. If you're selling a service or a product, your main goal is getting as many eyeballs on it as possible. And we help make that possible. So really, it's kind of like a win-win and a no-brainer. So when people hear about it, they're like, wow, this is out there. And I'm like, yes. So we're just really, really getting the word out there, about it. And we just can't wait to welcome more women, to our community and help them out.
And for those who are not aware, because I see the value here, is that there are maybe some services that people can eventually find, but you have to piecemeal things together and build your own engagement or community. But just to have a mecca of women that are doing the same thing, being entrepreneurs and helping one another and willing to be there when you ask them a question.
Yeah, I just think it's so fascinating, the women we have on our platform. Obviously I'm American, very proud to be American, but my last name is Patel, and I just came across a woman who's on there, Radha Patel, and single for Shadi, and Shadi in Hindi means marriage. So single to Shadi, that she has a business that, you're single, she gets you to marriage, I mean, how cool is that? I mean, every time I come across these women, is just mind blowing. Christina Lee, she started, she's married to a powerful attorney and she's a journalist, but they both, I mean, he still does some, he's an attorney, but they started a cookie company. He took his grandmother's recipe, and now that cookie is like all across the United States. They're Italian pizzolis, and she's one of the members on our website. And, her story is incredible. She has a manufacturing site in, Sonoma County. I think it's in Sonoma County, but, they churn out, the thousands of cookies every month. And it's just that, these fascinating women. And it's like, how did you have the wherewithal to start a cookie business, after being a journalist, and, I just think I'm just blown away. And I just encourage, your listeners or anybody who's even watching this, on YouTube, to just go check out Ask Your Girls and just look at the members, and it will blow your mind that there's all of these women out there who are just incredible, and there's just so many. And again, the stories, right? And again, it goes back to my curiosity and the storytelling, but everybody has a story, whether you're a man, woman, whatever you recognize yourself as, LGBTQ, you have a story, and right now our platform is only women because, I feel like, it's an underserved community at times. And we have, we've been the underdog for a long, long time, pay, you talk about everything, it hasn't always been equal, so we wanted to start with women, but eventually we're going to have, it's going to be a platform for men, it's going to be everybody, it's not just, but we wanted to do something, just, something special and cultivate it just for women initially and start out. But, our vision for AYG is so large, and it's kind of mind blowing.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
The vision is definitely inspiring me. Now, you mentioned a few things, 6 platforms. Maybe you could explain that to those who are just curious. What does that mean?
Well, I guess I can take that question. So basically, there's different technologies that we've made available through our interface, and that's basically what it is. And we call it, we like to think of it as a caring digital workspace, but platform is obviously the better known language for it these days. But the reason why is because we take multiple different technologies, such as, for instance, a WordPress, right? We take the hosting services, AWS, let's say, WP Engine. We take an Etsy where you do normally you showcase only products. Then you take a Fiverr, which is, or an Upwork, which is services only, right? So you have the products, you have the services, and then you have, let's call it Eventbrite, where you typically put your event on a separate site. Okay. And that's fine, but how do you merge them all together, right? And then you also have, for instance, blog articles, which you also may want to write. And then add to that, you also have the networking, like sort of you want to, just a networking social network. And so it's just a way, it's a hub. And that's really what it is, with an interface to make it so that you have full control of your site. We help support it administratively and technologically. But then basically what we do is we then take the steps to, at that point, sorry, I lost my train of thought, but we take the steps to basically merge it all together essentially. And so, and make it so that it's super easy to use. So I hope that helps.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And you mentioned it's been 7 years in the making, but sounds like within the last year, you've really
Oh, yes.
had the momentum to call it a launch.
Yeah, well, I mean, as anybody will know, if they have an app or they have a website or they have any sort of platform or a product or service, you have to perfect it. And we've been working on perfecting it. And so really, I would say not even June, even later than that, we're still constantly working out the kinks with our developers, but we have a lot of, standard operating practices in place. And I just think that now we're ready to rock and roll. And, we've been ready to rock and roll, but, I just think now that we have a lot of these things checked off, it's more user friendly, the platform is. And I just think it's beautiful, it brings tears to my eyes literally when I read these women's stories, because that's my favorite thing to do. It's like, oh, we got a new member. And then you go and you read about them and you watch their videos or you read the articles. And that's a great thing. Let's just say, you are a brilliant a specialist in any field and you have this knowledge and you want to share it with the world, but you're like, okay, well, where am I going to write this blog? Who's going to even see it? How do I even get eyeballs on it? Well, guess what? We get thousands of page views. We SEO, we market the web. See, that's the greatest thing. What other company out there, Shilpa? Show me another company that's marketing you. You're on my platform. I'm marketing women we are marketing on social media, on Instagram, on everywhere. If you're a new member, guess what? You're on our Instagram feed, we're telling the world about, hey, did you know about Karen? She's doing this, and then there's links to them. And it's like, they get so much exposure, but we want you to win. We're there to help you win, but that's like one of the many things we help you do, right? Like there's not any companies that are out there. It's like, okay, it's set it and forget it. It's like, hey, you figure it out, but we're there every step of the way. Our team is there every step of the way.
Yeah. And it's super simple too. So you have we built in contact buttons, and all we request is that you put the email address that the contact button goes to. We built in join our newsletter link. So if you have a newsletter, which we encourage you to do, then you can put the subscribe link right on your page. YouTube videos, if you have YouTube videos, we have a means for you to upload them. So it's really it's like a full on, I think Profile doesn't do it justice. I'd say it's a full on microsite that's pre-built in a platform where as soon as you post something, guess what? It gets up and categorized onto the main feed. It also, you can search by location, you can search by name, you can search by word, and we are working to drive as much traffic as we can for women to go there to support other women entrepreneurs. And having said that, I know Kaushal already did a little bit of a show, like a sort of snapshot on it, but the women and the businesses they have and the creativity that they have is just absolutely incredible and so amazing. I mean, we have Monica Beavis that's in New York that does IVF therapy and treatment. She's an amazing person, has been doing it for years before I think it became mainstream, and has so much background and knowledge and is able to assist anybody on that journey. You have someone else who is she's a coach. We actually have a lot of coaches on our site but she's a coach, and it's called, her name's Keisha Woods, and it's Upgraded Mindset, and she's from Illinois, and she received an award just last year as being like an amazing, I don't exactly know the exact award she received, but like 2022, like business award, and was recognized, and she just had this amazing energy. And then you have people in LA that, or even in San Diego, that do music classes for kids, and then you have pet care, and then you have digital marketing, and it's just everything, and it comes together, and you're like, wow, look at all the creativity around us, look at all the so it's either you come here, or you can go search through millions of feeds on Google and probably not get seen because you don't have the ad dollars to be at the top, right? So that's the difference. So
And I think we've
Yeah.
mentioned a lot of the services, but we have a lot of
Yeah.
women who have these great products,
Yeah.
this woman who had cancer, and she created a deodorant,
Mhm.
because she didn't want aluminum in the deodorant. And it's amazing. We have
Yeah.
these recovery balms, these salts, these, jewelers. We just have so many different products out there,
Yeah.
and it's beautiful, beautiful stuff. And I
Mhm.
actually had a friend of mine who's like, it's one of my best friends. He's like, hey, I bought all my Christmas gifts on Ask Your Girls. And he's like, it's amazing. All of my sisters loved all of the gifts that they got. But he's like, I wanted to support you. He's a he, obviously it's a guy, but he thought that the platform was great. He's like, I went on there and I bought all these products, and there's some cool women on there, who have really amazing products.
Yeah.
And they got
Yeah.
all their products, and he was just excited
Yeah.
about it. Like, I'm
Yeah.
like, what did you think? The products weren't going to arrive? But it was cute, because
Yeah.
I just thought that it's like, it works, and it's just like, hey, come visit us, just take us for a spin. You have nothing to lose. I really feel like, it is we give you the value, I mean, what's the value of a cup of Joe? You can make it at home, make the several cups of coffee at home and get this platform for several, get it for a month, and then you might be addicted, and, you want to get it the rest of the year. Coffee made at home is not so bad, Shilpa.
Well said, well said. And then last thing, I mean, Shilpa, I'm sure that you have other questions, but I do want to give a very important shout out, and something I have learned entirely. It is really, really important that you have a core team, and that you build a
Amen,
team.
sister. Amen.
Yes, that you build a team that truly embraces your vision, embraces your mission, and embraces the values, embraces the why, and you listen to them. And we have some really amazing people that have helped us through to get to where we are right now. I'll go ahead and give a shout out to the VP of brand growth. Her name is Kristen Janiak. She's actually also an owner of the company, and she's a mom. She's a mom of 4 kids. She is.
I don't know how she does it. Like,
I don't know. She's like superwoman.
Is amazing.
Yeah, just superwoman. Like, it's really incredible. But the reason she heard about what we were doing, and she's like, oh my gosh, my kids are going to school, and I really want to start doing something, and I really believe in it. And it is those people that are completely passionate and understand what you're doing. And it is them, along with our members, that make us what we are today, right? And then my next amazing shout out goes to Rachel Kohler. Anyone who is on Ask Your Girls knows her. She is the glue. I would say she's the glue that keeps it all together. But she truly is an incredible asset to the company, but just a really amazing person and woman that really believes in Ask Your Girls and sees how much value and loves helping people. And she's our community and operations manager or director, and she has made everything possible. And so, we keep just going back to what are our core values, what's our core strengths, what is it that why did we start this, and listening. We just listen, and we want to hear from you. We want to hear from every woman that has joined the platform. We want to see how we can make it better for you. We want to, accomplish this caring space for women to succeed, and hopefully give them some tools and some resources to make the job of being a woman entrepreneur simpler, and also give them the courage to keep going. And if, they run into any difficulties or challenges, realize you're not alone. Everyone goes through that. But if you don't feel like you're the only person struggling and you keep, you're encouraged to keep going, you normally find that you're much further along. And so that would be my last thing I'd say.
And that just it truly inspires me, because again, I am an entrepreneur, and I
Yes.
went on this journey, left corporate over 3 years ago, and just
Mhm.
listening to all of this, I know I had to go through all of these paths or journeys,
Mhm.
or I would say stepping stones on my own,
Yes.
with
Mhm.
little guidance. But
Mhm.
I luckily had the tech background, but if I could have just had a little more encouragement at times, I wouldn't have had those teary nights.
Yeah. Yes, I know. And you're not alone. And we actually so often say that, Koshal and I say, you're not alone. We like make it very funny, but it's very true. And it's everyone. I mean, every person that's going out there following their dream, if they have a 9 to 5, great. But if they feel like that's just not who they are at their core and it doesn't make them happy, go follow your passion, do what you love. And we're here to support you. And we're here to like make it possible, really.
Yeah, we saw so many
Yeah.
women leave corporate America,
Yeah.
during COVID, and now they're their own boss. And sometimes they just need a little helping hand, and we're there for them. And, one of the things that I think is so beautiful about the platform is there's a lot of warmth. It's caring, compassionate, nurturing. Those are all words and adjectives that we all want in life. But sometimes what society gives us is ugliness, is negativity.
Yeah.
You can't do that. Why do you think, And so
Mhm.
our platform is all about, yes, you can, let's go. Here's how you're going to do it. End of story.
Yep. Totally agreed. And I very much encourage anyone who's seeing this podcast to please log on to askyourgirls.com. Please peruse it. Please, search around the shops, the stores, the services,
women.
the events. Yeah, the events. Go to the community tab, and we have like a map overview where if you can see our presence so far, and you scroll in and you can actually see like who's close to you, or just see like the vastness of what is being created, and realize like really all of our efforts really only have started like to gain momentum in the last 6 months, I'd say. So I can't even imagine what it will be a couple years from now. But click the contact button, reach out to them, follow them on social. Everything's linked there, and see if you can go ahead and support them, say hi to them, ask them questions. They would love it. And that's what we're here for.
That's wonderful. Any
Yeah.
parting words, Koshal?
No, I would just encourage, women who are thinking about getting into, your own business. It can be very scary and challenging, and you want to quit 20 times. And I just feel like, get started, let our platform, Ask Your Girls, help you get there, and I just think that it is one of those things. It's like, once you get on there, you're like, oh, wow. It's a wow factor, but until you log on, you just don't know all that's available. There's a lot of networking, groups out there, and that's great. They have the networking, but we have the networking and then so much more. So if you're going to be a part of a group, what are they giving you? Yes, it's great to network. But you can network there, and you can network with members, all across many platforms. There's no competition, and that's what I feel like, we've talked to many other networking groups, and we've tried to collaborate with them, and we, are works with a lot of collaborations. But that's the beautiful thing. There's no competition. We're here to elevate everybody. There's room for everybody. Right. And so I would just encourage, $35 a month. I mean, really, I just don't know what you can get in this world, with everything that's going on with our economy for that low cost of entry to get in, for, really helping attain your dreams.
Yeah. Thank you.
And
last thing, Shilpa, I want to just also give a call out to you. I did take a look at your website, and I love your statement. I love the mindfulness, and I love the need for meditation and finding balance. I could completely relate. I'd say that Koshal can too. We both know this. That is what got us through a lot. I personally love Insight Timer. I don't know if anyone is, and this is not, I have no kickbacks or anything, but it's just it's a meditation tool that I've used, reading about the Tao and letting go. And, a lot of that has helped me just, take a moment, take a pause, take a breath and giving me clarity. And so I really appreciate what you're doing to help bring awareness to that, because I think it's truly important.
Yeah,
Yes, it's
I
really
couldn't
appreciate
agree more, Shilpa. Yeah, Wayne Dyer, Abraham Hicks, and then there's Shilpa Lewis.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I
I put you pretty high up there.
That's
Shilpa.
pretty high there, Koshal.
pretty
Good
high.
for you.
I have it on my vision board to be the top 100 mindfulness podcasts by the end of the year. But I listen to Abraham Hicks. I am like so saturated in this space right now.
Yes.
It's awesome. I love it. And I know that a lot of the women that are in your network, probably all of them, they wouldn't be doing what they're doing unless every morning they're like, this is what makes me passionate. This is what makes me smile and happy.
Yeah.
That's what I feel. So I can resonate with your audience.
Yeah, happiness and love. Everybody's like, what's the secret to life? It's really love. And if we can love one another unconditionally and do things and just, with kindness, that's really what the world needs more of. And I really feel like our platform does a lot of that. It's just, we love all our members. We love all the women on there. And all we want is to bring them kindness and help them bring more joy to their life by making their life a little easier. And that's, really what Ask Your Girls is about,
Yeah.
And speaking in terms of spirituality, you're just raising the vibration to help another human.
Amen.
Right.
So yes, exactly. It doesn't matter what's, background you come from, whether you're, Christian, Catholic, Buddhist, Muslim, Hindu, whatever, you are, atheist, it's just, we have love for everybody, there's space, for everybody.
Yeah.
That is so true. And I can't wait for people to start tuning into your content. And I did look at your website. I love it. It's well organized. It's powerful content. And so from a UX perspective, user experience, it's great. And I love
Thank you. That means something to me.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And over, you tuned into the idea that it's not just about you. It's about the content and the type of service that your audience needs. So that is why you listen to them.
Yes. Very important. Extremely important. Yes.
And I started the podcast because I believe stories tie us and connect us. And I believe a lot of your content is connected with stories.
Yeah, every woman has a story, and how are you going to learn about their story if you don't come to the platform? It's easy, it doesn't cost any money to log on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then one last thing, just as a note for any person listening to this, is we do have a 7-day free trial, risk-free. So if you just want to check it out, come explore, and we have team members that are here to have one-on-one calls with you, talk you through what would be most fitting for your business. And, we just love the community.
Wonderful. Well, thank you, Brandon. I definitely would love to have both of you back in the very near future and talk about how things are continually improving and evolving.
Yeah, we would love to be back on, and we really appreciate your time, Shilpa. Thank you so much for, featuring us and getting the word out, helping get the word out, because it's a constant, it's a constant, there's billions of people, there's 8 billion people on this earth. So there's so many people who don't know about Ask Your Girls, and we just hope that, they'll, log on and give us a chance and see what all the magic's about.
And I believe it's going to only exponentially increase, just putting it out there in the universe.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Okay.
Well,
Thank you so much.
From your mouth to God's ears.
It's out there. It's gonna
How it
happen.
works. Yes. Magically, it's done. We already said it.
Well,
That's how it works.
If you're into Hicks, you know that's already done.
It's already done. I already put it in my vortex many years ago. So let's go.
Let's go now.
Let's go.
That's funny.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for asking the questions and being curious about, what we're creating. And we very much appreciated this opportunity to meet with you.
I appreciate both of you.
Okay. Bye-bye.